It's currently 5:30 a.m. We just got back from day 3 of the wedding.
Of the eternity, I think. I don't think there's ever been a wedding like this, ever.
So the vibe of being at the wedding was that you're just walking around and Tiger Shroff is walking by you. KL Rahul is walking by you.
Seeing Salman Khan waiting for a car at gate 19, I'm just like, what the is going on? Holy shit, I got a Dutch guy serving me Italian pasta. Never in my wildest dreams did I think Indians would have a wedding where the servers are Europeans. Not even white people, like Europeans. Oh, that's so hype. John Cena in a barat is like a bucket list thing.
Look at that, he's doing the
Yo,
you can
let's
see.
go.
So some more context on the food was that there was a pan shop, but it was run by an actual Banarasi pan shop owner who was flown in from Banaras. In any cuisine you can think of,
Yeah.
it was probably the best restaurant serving that cuisine, but set up within that buffet. I also want to talk a little bit about the Ambani family here.
Yeah.
Because if you're the host, you're setting the vibe for the event.
Dude, Sunday, I didn't want to meet them because I've heard the line was like so long and I was like, these poor guys. And I heard they're saying hi to every single person. Anant Bhai seems so sweet.
So does Radhika Merchant, who's become a social media icon now. I had a conversation with Radhika's dad asking him how it is. He was just enjoying it. I got to know that they watch the shows.
Really?
There was a ring of security guards around the family. Somehow, Anant Bhai saw me walking around and he called out to me, bro. He introduced me to his father, who is literally the biggest business inspiration for anyone who takes up a business career in India.
That's truly the beginning of India getting looked at differently. This is a hallmark event in the shift of perception.
I've never recorded a podcast at 5:36 a.m. It's currently 8 a.m. as I'm recording this intro. We shot this podcast right after the day 3 of the celebrations of the Anant Radhika wedding. You guys have heard about it. You guys have seen visuals on the news. You guys have seen countless short videos. This is the most raw and most real account of the wedding, done in English for our overseas audience especially, but for anyone in the world that understands English and wants to know about the greatest event, the greatest party that independent India has thrown and seen. It's a very important moment from a geopolitical perspective. And you'll know why once you watch this special episode with one of my favorite stand-up comics in the world, Akaash Singh. It's his debut on TRS. Here we go, baby. Let's go. I'm super excited to be hosting Akaash Singh on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So context is that it's currently 5:30 a.m. We just got back from day 3 of the wedding.
Of the eternity, I think. I don't think there's ever been a wedding like this, ever.
And I think this is the first podcast about the wedding.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's going to release.
Hopefully. Should be.
In the next 2 days.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? This is truly, I felt like this is maybe the biggest I made it moment in my life. Getting invited to this wedding is insane. For an NRI kid, it's insane to me. I can't get over it. I told my wife and she was like, "What? No, you didn't. We didn't get invited to the Ambani wedding. You're a liar. There's no way we got invited." This is insane.
Bro, the main reason I am recording this podcast is because I'm deeply stimulated right now.
Yeah.
I have so much to say about everything that we've seen in the last 3 days.
I'm still processing.
The best way to do that is always through photos and organic reactions.
Of course.
This is one of those moments where I've not even told our boys, our crew about the details.
Yeah.
And we're just going to open up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good point. Okay. So we're telling you guys too.
Okay. So we're going to pick up some viral videos and share our experience. And I wish I could have done, "Hey, Akaash Singh, welcome to TRS for the first
don't worry
time."
about that. You know how crazy this wedding was? I would go home every night and still watch videos on Instagram of the wedding I was just at. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Okay. First, this guy. This was one of the highlights of my life, honestly.
Oh, God, I love it so much.
Look at that. Look at that. The guy in blue.
Coming through, dude. I love it. Oh, that's so hype.
Oh, my God.
John Cena in a barat is like a bucket list thing.
Look at that. He's doing the you can see. Every Indian person knows who John Cena is.
I didn't know that.
He's that famous in our country.
That's so cool. John Cena in a barat is so cool.
Yeah. There's another one. Bro, people lost their shit. I lost my shit when I saw
Dude,
him.
how do they find a Sherwani to fit him? That's what I've been wondering this whole time. They just took a blanket.
Did you end up meeting him?
I didn't get to meet him. No, I didn't get to meet many of the people. I was just looking at them. But I didn't actually even see him.
Yeah.
I missed him somehow.
Bro, I went up to him because he was just standing like a regular guy amongst a lot of Indian people.
Yeah.
And everyone was hesitating to go up to him.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't hesitate. So I went up to him and I said, hey, bro, you've made my childhood. And I had 2 long conversations with him where I just told him how much he's helped a whole generation of
Really?
Indians. Yeah, he's huge in our country.
You know what was the coolest thing is when he posted about Shah Rukh Khan and said, you've impacted me so much. And I'm dying to know how. I'm dying to know. Because Shah Rukh Khan is everything for NRIs.
We saw Shah Rukh Khan at the wedding.
I saw him from a distance. I would have, dude, I don't think I might have cried if I met him. So I didn't want to approach him.
When Shah Rukh Khan's walking around, there's an aura that's 30 feet tall and 30 feet wide around him. Everyone notices that it's Shah Rukh Khan.
Dude, NRIs, I think he is our connection to India.
Really?
So like he means so much to me. Yeah. I met Adian and I didn't want to be like, Adian, I have respect because Adian's a sweet kid and I don't want him to think I only care about him because his dad. I met him. He's a really nice kid, but like, I didn't even want to approach Shah Rukh because I would have embarrassed my wife with how I would have acted. She would have been like, dude, chill.
About John Cena a little bit. In America, what are people saying about him being at the wedding?
John Cena is an international superstar to us, so it makes sense. I think he would be in India at this wedding. Like, it doesn't even seem crazy in that sense because he is so international. But I do think it's good. Like, it proves India is becoming China, where it's like, you need to be successful there if you want to be successful. You know what I mean?
I also think for a lot of our international audiences, you might have to explain what a barat is.
Oh, dude. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I forgot you have international fans. The barat is when you get married. My understanding is the idea is it's like a king is coming to meet the queen. So the king side, the groom side, all of your friends and family are surrounding you, dancing, celebrating, going to meet the queen. So you could do it in 15 minutes, but you don't because you're dancing. So usually it takes like an hour. Your whole family and friends are dancing, great music. Maybe you're just with the dol. That's it. That's the music in most barats. That's all it is. Yeah, this one took like 8 hours, but it's just the most hype event in the world.
Let's speak about the 8 hours.
Yeah.
Let's actually pause the screen work and talk about what we saw in the 8 hours.
That was insane. That was the coolest part of the whole wedding to me.
Bro.
Was that your favorite part of the wedding?
Yeah, for sure. That's where I met you as well. And you were just like vibing and dancing. But I saw you towards the end of like those 8 hours.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But basically they had a long road built out and stations along that road. And on each of the stations was one music superstar.
Yeah.
Some music superstars from India and some international ones.
Yeah.
They had Kenan, they had Rema,
Yeah.
Come Down.
Oh, yeah. Calm Down. Calm Down was crazy. I couldn't believe Calm Down was there. I didn't know his name. I just knew Calm Down. My wife said it well. She said, if you hear a song and it's not the radio, it's not a cover band, it's the artist singing that song throughout the entire wedding. If you heard an A.R. Rahman song, it was A.R. Rahman singing. It wasn't somebody covering A.R. Rahman.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the amount of people they had performing was crazy. Yeah.
I don't remember a single moment at the wedding, and this is over the 3 days, where someone wasn't performing or there wasn't some kind of show happening. And all of it was like kind of also showcasing Indian culture in like many ways.
Yeah.
Even with Kenan and like Rema, these people are huge in India. So it was like with that Indian lens.
I was amazed how many people like Kenan. Because I didn't know I knew some people knew him in America, but I didn't know he was that big in India. People were going crazy. Yeah. I did not know.
Waving Flag, his biggest song was like massive here. But coming back to the Bharat, those stations, I'll never get over that because in a normal Bharat, in any wedding, you basically just walk with the whole crew and you go forward.
Just the doll, that's it.
Yeah. But here the crew was stopping at every station, having a mini concert.
Yeah.
The artist was vibing. And everyone in the Bharat was also going crazy. And when we're talking about the Bharat, these were the superstars of
that. So
India.
That's the crazy thing to me. I think it's even crazier to me to see those people than Hollywood superstars. Because Bollywood just seems so far off to me as a kid in America.
You guys have Tom Brady. We have MS Dhoni.
Yeah.
He's the equivalent of Tom Brady.
I couldn't,
cricket.
dude, walking in the Bharat and I have to, honestly, I want to give a shout out to Karan Johar. I thought it was so sweet. So many people asked for this guy. I want to talk about this on Flagrant, and it's hard to explain to the international audience if you don't know Bollywood how much he means. Well, the best way I was thinking, how would I explain this to the guys on Flagrant? So women in America love Titanic, right? And the director of that is James Cameron. If James Cameron made 6 movies like Titanic, that's Karan Johar. So we're walking through the Bharat, and I want to shout him out. My wife is chasing him down to get a selfie. And she's not like that. She's chasing him. And I saw him, every single person that asked for a selfie, he gave them energy. He gave them genuine warmth. He took a picture with them. Somebody else, Varun Dhawan, I think is his name, the Humpty Sharma. He did the same thing for my wife also. And then I thanked him, and he was really cool about it. He's like, don't worry, man, I have a wife too. Put his arm around me. But Karan, I saw specifically so many people asking for selfies, and just, every time.
Bro, these were like some of the most famous people that India's ever seen. MS Dhoni, Karan Johar, Varun Dhawan, Ranveer Singh, Ranbir Kapoor, all these guys.
I'm seeing Salman Khan waiting for a car at gate 19. I'm just like, what the is going on, dude? This is crazy. What's going on? By himself, chilling.
Yeah. The context I also want to give people here is that all these people were very approachable at the wedding because everyone was actually partying.
Yeah.
Everyone was in a good zone and they were okay with like giving out selfies and all that.
Yeah, I was afraid to ask, but like Salman, he just intimidates me as a guy. He's just got too many muscles. But that was crazy just seeing him just alone. And if you wanted to go up to him, you could 1000% get a picture with him. It was crazy.
I have a tiny Salman story from this wedding. So all of us like 90s brown kids, we've seen a phase of Salman Khan because of which a lot of us love him forever. Okay?
Yeah.
And there was an after party area where we were in the last 2 days. On the first day in the after party area, that's where I met Salman Khan.
Oh my God.
But went up to him. It took some time to break the ice, but I just told him, hey man, thank you for your 90s phase especially.
Yeah.
These guys enjoy it. Because I feel like people who are that famous can pick up on energy and they can pick up on what your vibe is towards them. But I've never seen a social where people this famous were also this approachable.
Dude, I can't believe I'm blanking on her last name. Sonakshi Sinha. Yeah. My wife asked her for a selfie as well. Just, we saw her waiting for a car. She's there. So my wife was like, she didn't like chase her down. She's like, I like her. I'm a fan. Yeah. She goes to Sonakshi, asks for a selfie. And Sonakshi's like, oh, look at that. We're twins. Like, talk. It was just so cool to do that. You know what I mean? Like, to compliment my wife. I thought that was really, everybody was so cool. Yeah. I was like, heartwarmed by the whole thing.
Yeah. I also want to talk a little bit about the Ambani family here.
Yeah.
Because if you're the host, you're setting the vibe for the event. They were trying to meet as many guests as is possible.
Yeah.
They were making it a point to spend time with each person.
Dude, Sunday, I didn't want to meet them because I've heard the line was like so long, and I was like, these poor guys. And I heard they're saying hi to every single person, which is crazy.
And it's not even just a hi. They stayed with you for a bit, spoke to you, ensured that you've seen different things at the wedding on that particular day. They actually gave you the presents. I don't know how they did it, but they kind of set the tone for the wedding. And there was a very, I mean, at Indian weddings, you always look forward to the atmosphere and the air as well.
Yeah.
Like the vibe in the air, you can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this, but even though it was an event full of famous people, you could feel a lot of positive energy like in the air. Everyone was having fun.
Yeah, India. I think that's honestly, I do think that's Indian weddings. But I remember my wedding. You don't really get to enjoy it because you have to say hi to everybody. And the wedding is about you, but you don't get to enjoy it because you're busy doing greeting. I had 200 people at my wedding. You know what I mean? They had 9,000 people on Friday. So saying hi to 9,000 people, it's just like, I don't even understand. Like the math, I don't even get. I was exhausted and I felt like I didn't get to really experience my wedding with 200 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy, dude. I'm much respect. I didn't even know. I know of the Ambani family. I'm actually curious to know how they built the wealth, what happened. Like I want to research it, but I was very impressed by the whole thing.
Do you want a quick 101?
Yes,
like,
please.
Right,
but make it for like stupid people because I'm not smart.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the films that's come out of the Hindi film industry, which is kind of loosely based on the person who began the Ambani empire. His name was Dhirubhai Ambani ji.
Yeah.
And he's considered one of the most iconic business professionals
Yeah.
in Indian history.
Yeah.
Like he's single-handedly changed India.
Yeah.
He handed it over to his sons, Mukesh Bhai and Anil Bhai.
When did that happen?
2002?
Okay.
2003.
Okay.
They took it further. Mukesh Bhai took it to a whole other level with Jio. He basically made the internet like very affordable for everyone.
Okay.
And at this stage, so with Indian YouTubers,
Yeah.
we have a pre-Jio phase and a post-Jio phase.
Uh,
He made that much of a difference to the Indian internet.
Yeah, dude, I think the perception of India, sorry to interrupt, but I think
No,
the
go ahead.
perception of India from there's going to be pre-Geo, post-Geo, there's like kind of pre-Ambani wedding, post-Ambani wedding.
Really?
I might be blowing it up too much because it's 5 a.m., we just left, but that's truly how I feel. I'm like, yo, there's going to be how we're perceived, pre-Ambani wedding, and now the Ambanis, people didn't know them, now they know them. People internationally, now they know them, and then, I don't know, I just think this is the beginning of India getting looked at differently.
Yeah. Do you know who Palki Sharma is?
No clue.
So Palki Sharma is a very iconic news anchor who's come out of India, and she mainly speaks about geopolitics. So she has a huge
Right.
international audience as well. She was on the show a month ago, and she said that the biggest challenge that India is facing geopolitically is not the hard power, which is the infrastructure, the military growth, all that.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge is the soft power, which is India's image on the world stage.
Yeah.
Pre-Ambani wedding,
Yeah.
post-Ambani
Yeah.
wedding.
I mean, I think infrastructure, that's a thing, but that's a problem. But yeah, soft power. Dude, I grew up in America, and it's crazy. I'm 40 now, so I grew up in the 80s when it was like, people didn't even know what India was. People used to call me an African when I was in elementary school.
Seriously?
Then there was like you guys are poor. And it felt like, when I would come here, it felt like a different India. The first time I came I didn't come till I was 15, but that was 99. And now the perception, you can just feel the whole shift. It's not 180 yet. We definitely still got a ways to go. You can feel it shifting, and I'm not even lying or exaggerating just because they invited me. This is a hallmark event in the shift of perception. I don't know if it's the beginning. Maybe I'm overstating that, but it definitely is a thing. This is a massive point in that transformation as it's happening.
Do people know about the Ambani family now?
Now, 2 months ago, they did not. Now they do.
Because Rihanna was flown down.
Rihanna was the main thing. And then honestly, when she mispronounced the names. But I think getting Rihanna out of retirement, people were like, what the is going on? People were like, what the is this thing? There was the fashion show also, I think. That was a thing, but not like this. Getting Rihanna, people were like, Rihanna's a billionaire. How much did you have to pay her? American papers are saying 10 million. I don't know if that's true, but I think honestly, to get a billionaire to say I'll come perform, it's probably an insane number. But that people were like, dude, what's going on here?
They also got Bieber.
Bieber was crazy. I heard there was a bigger acts that had to back out last second that were supposed to come this weekend. But then once they got Bieber, it was like, oh, this is a thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, based on the fact that you are an overseas citizen of India.
Yeah.
When you were at this wedding, can you talk a little bit about what you noticed visually, just for context? So I'm a friend of yours in America, and I want to ask you, bro, how did the wedding look? What would you say?
I've been trying to think, how am I going to tell this to the Flagrant Boys? So I think it felt like it wasn't a wedding. It felt like they took a convention center and built a city within that convention center. Not a big city, but a city. And this is only for Indians or people who know Bollywood. Every part of this city looked like a Sanjay Leela Bhansali set. It was gorgeous. It looked like old, beautiful India that you see in the movies. And there's 4 different floors, and every floor serves a unique purpose that is beyond just a wedding.
Probably some of the craziest decor that I've seen. All of it was centered around Indian culture in like some way.
Yeah, of course.
I think one piece of context I want to give international audiences is kind of they built out a mini Universal Studios of sorts within. That's a fair comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah, but all Indian sets.
Yeah.
Everything was pura Indian. There was we're not trying to cater to you. And this is, dude, as a comic, this is I'm going somewhere with this.
No, go ahead.
As a comic, I would perform for Indian uncles and aunties in America. And when the first couple times I did it, I tried to do jokes about Shah Rukh Khan or whatever to prove to them that I'm like you, I'm from India, I'm Indian, I know a little bit about the culture. And that would always bomb. And I realized they would look at me and be like, why are you trying to be like us? You're not like us. Just be you. So then I started going up there and I said, I'm just going to do my jokes. Maybe I'll cuss a little bit less, but everything else is going to be me, and I'm going to make you come to me. That's what they did at this wedding. We're not Americanizing ourselves for you. We might have Bieber and Drake, I guess, but also they're so global that's not even American. This is an Indian wedding, and we are bringing you to an Indian wedding. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We're not bringing an Indian wedding to America.
Okay, I hope that I'm allowed to say this I think I'm allowed to say this on a podcast.
Yeah.
On day 2 of the wedding, they released a movie, a 10-minute movie within the wedding for the wedding guests.
Yeah.
Directed by Atlee. It was an animated film, and a voiceover was done by Amitabh Bachchan.
Wow.
A micro movie for the wedding as one of the events.
Dude, we were 2 hours late that day.
Yeah.
And we missed that.
Yeah.
God damn.
But that was the scale.
That annoyed me a little bit. That it, like, if you're having at least run on Indian Standard Time. I'm 2 hours late. That should be very normal. That's one little beef I have with the Ambanis is don't be on time. You know what I mean? Like, you can just be 2 hours late. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a little annoying. Don't be on time, please.
Yeah. But there was a lot to do. So I've not slept for the last 2 days because I was extremely stimulated yesterday.
Yeah.
The day before. It was just a lot to take in. It was a lot of cool people to meet.
Yeah.
I've never seen that level of fame be that chilled out, honestly.
Also, I thought, because Hollywood people, I don't look as good in real life as I do on camera if I'm filming something. So I thought the Bollywood stars would look worse in real life. No. Every one of them, gorgeous. Siddharth Malhotra is the most handsome human being I've ever met in my life. He was next to Kiara and I was staring at him the whole time. I swear. I was like, this guy is so hot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening.
Though Kiara's stunning as well.
I didn't notice. Respectfully, I feel like he appreciates that. I was looking at my wife. Sid. God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Kiara better watch out for me.
So the vibe of being at the wedding was that you're just walking around and Tiger Shroff is walking by you.
Insane.
You know, KL Rahul is walking by you. Like the top cricketers, the top actors, the top politicians are just kind of exploring that mini world that was built out at the convention center.
Dude, here's another anecdote. I'm sitting at the second day's function Saturday. My wife and I are sitting at a table. It's just us because we were late. We didn't get to go to the Ashirvad. So we're just waiting at dinner. And then this really sweet girl comes up to us. She's probably in her 20s. And she says, is anybody sitting here? Is it okay if my mom and I sit here? We said, absolutely. Sit down. We start talking. Very friendly. 20 minutes into the conversation. What do you do? It comes up. I say I'm a comedian. And then I ask, what do you do? And she goes, we own sports teams. And I was like, what? And then they owned, I don't know if they want me to say, but they own professional franchises in America that are very valuable. And it was just like, I'm just sitting talking to this person for 20 minutes. I have no clue. This is just a person.
An NBA team owner.
Yeah. An NBA team. An NBA and a WNBA.
More context on this kind of vibe was that anyone you spoke to there was somebody in the real world, especially in India. Like everyone you met was probably, you know what, an IPS officer is, an IAS officer.
Dude, my dad was supposed to be a PCS officer, and then he had to move to America.
Really
ruined his life.
Like a top bureaucrat.
Yeah.
There were just top bureaucrats everywhere. There were Indian celebrities everywhere. There was extremely iconic people just walking around enjoying Indian food.
Yeah.
We got to talk about food as well. We'll get to that. I think Aki's pulled up something. Yeah, all these people. So, Kim Kardashian, Mamta Banerjee, who's an iconic Indian politician, Rajnikant, who's the most iconic Tamil film superstar, and myself, and you, all
crazy.
of us.
It's so crazy.
Bro, is this something you visualized for your own life?
No, dude, and I'm more buzzing because it's 5 a.m. and I've got coffee, but this was truly like a dream, man. I really can't explain. I always say this, I'd rather be, if God said you can only choose one, Hollywood or Bollywood, I'd say give me Bollywood. I don't give a about Hollywood. So being with them, bro, I mean, just like, you're just watching Ranveer in the Bharat, just like hyping everybody up. I lost my mind when I saw Hardik Pandya. I legitimately screamed his name like a teenage girl. I was like, Hardik Pandya! And I don't even know. He didn't even notice. Thank God. It was so embarrassing. But it was like insane, dude. It was insane.
Look at all these people. And this is what I mean, man. What a spectacle. This is not something that even Indians visualized ever.
Yeah.
Bro, and these are the top people from their own industries. There's Honey Singh, there's AP, Ranbir Kapoor, Ranveer Singh, Alia Bhatt, all I can't even like get through with the list. But yeah, this is what it looked like. This is what it felt like. Lots of people.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
Yeah. Anant Bhai seems like such a sweet kid. I'm 40, so I start talking about people like that.
Yeah.
But I really, you know what I love? There was a moment he walked by again. I was like, I don't want to. He's greeting everybody. I don't want to talk to him. But somebody was trying to pull him somewhere, and he was like, no, we need Radhika. And he like called out to his wife, and I was like, oh, he didn't even want to go. That's so sweet, dude. I really like, he seems like a sweet kid. He really does.
So I went to the school which was founded by the Ambani family, and Anant Bhai was my junior in school, and he's dealt with a lot of health problems throughout his life.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know
stuff that he couldn't help, and I don't know if this is public knowledge, but I believe he's had some lung trouble.
Oh wow!
And some more issues, but it's been this way for a long time. I remember when we were kids, even back then, he was a really kind guy.
Yeah,
That was his reputation within school as well. I think that people have a certain perception about him. Anyone who attended the wedding and actually interacted with him, you get to know how chill he is, how kind he is. The context on him now publicly is that he's founded Vantara. So he's rescued animals since the time he was a kid. At this point, through Vantara, I think they're rescuing like wild animals, you know, in like those small circuses abroad, etc. So they've basically gone all over the globe.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's who he is as a guy, but you need to meet him to understand his energy. Otherwise, you're going to have perceptions about him. And I hope to do a podcast with him at some point so that people get to like know the guy. But this is genuinely one of the kindest bhaiyon ka bhais there is. Explain what a bhaiyon ka bhai is.
The brother's brother, a brother of a brother.
Yeah. And you see that with all his bros taking care of him as well.
Yeah, so it was cool. We got to meet a lot of his childhood friends. Again, I was intimidated to talk to him, but like all of them, I was shocked at how not snobby they were also, because I expect you grow up with kids like that, you got money, everybody's super down to earth, but they all said this, he's just the sweetest guy. Every one of them was like, he's just such a kind, they said kind soul multiple times.
Yeah, it's all about a conversation. Like, I feel, again, the family was talking to everyone at the wedding. So I didn't know if I could go and approach them because of how hounded they were.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I was just like walking around them. So there was a ring of security guards around the family.
Yeah.
And that ring was pretty intimidating. But somehow Anant Bhai saw me walking around and he called out to me, bro. And I went inside and he introduced me to his father, who is literally the biggest business inspiration for anyone who takes up a business career.
Dude, this is a cool moment too, and this also let me know how powerful they were. The sports owner that was with me, we made friends. Again, just the sweetest person. They went to meet Mukesh Bhai, or Bhaiya, I guess for me, and they were intimidated. This person is worth tens of billions of dollars easily. Intimidated talking to Mukesh Bhaiya. But then they approached him. He said, "Hi, what's up?" They started walking away, and then he pulled them back in to take a picture with his family. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet to like, because they were like kind of intimidated. They're just walking away, and they literally said to me, they're like, I mean, I said hi. I don't know how that went. I don't know what else I said. I was so nervous. And then as they're finishing the sentence, Mukesh Bhai comes, grabs them, and then pulls them in. And then it was just like, they seem like a very, you wouldn't think billionaires would be like that. Let's just say that.
Yeah, bro. And he's probably the most iconic billionaire that India's ever seen. That's the business context. When you grow up in this country, I think everyone knows Mukesh Ambani. In the same way that everyone knows John Cena, but in a different light.
Can I be honest with you? This is going to sound...
No, that's fine.
I didn't even know there were other Indian billionaires like that. I'm guessing there's 1.4 billion people, so you probably got like 5. But it's,
I think the two most iconic ones are Ratan Tata and Mukesh Ambani.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
These are the two most iconic billionaires that India's ever seen.
Yeah.
And both of them have changed the country in their own way. There's an urban legend about Mukesh Ambani. Again, this is what we hear in like business circles. I think he's something like 65. He's between 65 and 70 years old. And he's still working for like 16 to 17 hours every day.
Yeah.
So my first thought when I was meeting him was that, holy shit, sir's so busy, but he's still giving me patience, time, and attention. And I just, all I could do was convey my gratitude for all the inspiration we've got as like business owners.
Yeah.
And that's what any business owner would do if you were face to face with Mukesh Ambani.
Yeah.
So to be introduced to him, and they were so sweet, bro. Like
Yeah.
not for a minute.
I saw you talking to them, and I wanted to go approach, but I was like, I'm not gonna.
Because of the ring.
No, I just felt like this person is like you're just intimidated again, and I felt better about being intimidated when I see someone worth tens of billions of dollars being intimidated. But I saw you talking to them, and I was like, let them be.
Bro, I was intimidated. Even
Nah,
though
you looked wild comfortable. It annoyed me actually. I was really irritated at how comfortable you looked, laughing and stuff. It was annoying.
But my God, like so what's happening at the wedding is wherever the Ambani family was, the rest of the wedding's eyes were like pointed towards them,
Of course.
and they were aware of this, and they were being nice to everyone despite know that level of attention. And I don't know how they kept the energy levels up over the 3 days, but
Somebody said that to me. Somebody said, one of the childhood friends said, the Ambanis don't sleep. You don't understand. Because they said they were up till like 5 a.m. the night before or something. And I was like, what? Yeah. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go. It was like 11 p.m. And then they go, no, you don't understand. These people don't sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they don't look like party animals. They look like this shit is work.
So I want to talk a little bit about the food experience, okay? So it begins with like starters that are like served. And those starters are also epic. And on the, the tag for the starters, they've written about the ingredients, some of which were sourced from South America, some of which were sourced from Japan.
Yeah.
You could feel the freshness in the food.
Yeah.
But what really blew me away was the actual dinners.
Yeah.
So on it was one floor above the main wedding area. There was a floor full of food and places to sit and eat. You enter and you see a long line, like a really long line, probably like 200 meters or 300 meters long, of just dessert counters with different desserts.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Fresh
waffles, fresh crepes. There was like a flower arrangement where there was like flower cupcakes and flower petals that were edible. Yeah. I missed a lot of it because we got so jet lagged we had to leave early on Friday. Food got served at like 11. We left at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And then during the barat there was like the tiramisu with caviar that I really wanted to eat, but like I don't want to leave the barat line. There's Bollywood stars right here. I'm not leaving that fucking line. So I missed so many of the food stands. I was so irritated because so much of the good food I didn't get to eat. The chaat I did have though, that was fire. So this is also cool. You're walking through again. If you know Bollywood at all, this looks like a Sanjay Leela Bhansali set. This is like when he depicts 1940s India, this beautiful, clean thing. That's what one of the floors look like, and it's just different food stands all throughout, and like shops where they're selling, like they were giving away bangles. I heard they were giving away like designer sunglasses, like Versace sunglasses.
There were shops built into the wedding setting,
and not all of them charged. Some of them just gave you the shit. It was crazy.
Did any of them charge?
There was like a jewelry one. Obviously, they're not going to give away, diamond necklaces and stuff. They're selling.
Or maybe they will.
Yeah, maybe.
This is what is called a bhandara in Indian culture, which is like a free of cost dinner or lunch for a huge number of people.
Like langar.
Yeah.
My wife is sick, so yeah.
It's exact same concept.
Okay.
Pre-wedding. And there was also pretty much a bhandara that went on inside over 3 days.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But also bhandara of clothes.
Yeah.
And sunglasses. And like there was a shop full of Banarasi saris.
Are those being given away?
I think so, bro.
Damn it.
But it was so big in terms of size that it took time to even go to each shop.
Yeah, we didn't go to each shop.
There's no way you could humanly experience the whole wedding. There was that much to do.
Yeah.
So some more context on the food was that there was a pan shop, but it was run by an actual Banarasi pan shop owner who was flown in from Banaras. There was a lassi shop where the owner was flown in from somewhere else. It was like they'd kind of got entire restaurants and placed them within the wedding.
Yeah.
And that's also what went on in the buffet upstairs. I think there was every cuisine you can think of. But when it comes to Indian food, it was food from Dampuk, which is like considered one of the best Indian chains in the world. Then the Italian place, I'll never forget that food. I don't remember the name.
And I'm from New York, and I live in New York now, and I'll judge Italian food so harshly now. Because I grew up in Texas, Italian food there I realized sucks. And my wife is from Philadelphia, the great Italian food. Both of us were like, this is crazy. This is crazy. We just had them bring us a whole pie, a whole margarita pizza, just for us. It was so good.
And there was a Japanese stall, a French stall, an Asian stall. There was like any cuisine you can think of.
Yeah.
It was probably the best restaurant serving that cuisine, but set up within that buffet.
Yeah.
Very intense experience for food lovers. So I think food is best enjoyed when you're sharing it. And I was late on day 2. So I ended up chilling with one of my co-founders, Harshil. And we just went to every stall and we ensured that we didn't eat too much because we wanted to try like everything.
Yeah.
And we still couldn't try everything.
Yeah.
Because you just got full after a point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was so sweet, dude. Anand Bhai seems so sweet.
Yeah.
He really does.
So does Radhika Merchant,
yeah,
who's become a social media icon now.
Oh yeah, I love that. And she looked beautiful, honestly. Yeah. And I remember there's a video I saw on Instagram the next day of just like her laughing and dancing with Anand Bhai, and it's just like it's really cool that you can, because the perception we have, at least in America, of really powerful families is it's like very unhappy and empty. And I didn't get that perception here, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And inspiring. That to me is more inspiring than the wealth. If you don't have this, it ain't worth it. And I felt like they had real love, and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. I also interacted with Radhika's family.
Yeah.
I'm like a super extroverted person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but like I flutter around.
Yeah.
Like I never stick with like one group because I love human beings.
Yeah.
The price I pay for that is I get overstimulated. But I had a conversation with Radhika's dad asking him how it is. He was just enjoying it.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm talking to myself from the future, Mr. Brain Merchant.
Yeah.
And he gave me some inputs on the show and everything. So I was very validated.
Really?
Yeah, I got to know that they watched the show. So
Inputs like criticisms or good things?
he actually criticized the show a little bit in a very like constructive way.
Oh.
So I appreciate it. But very real people.
Yeah.
Radhika herself was so real. I think that's the thing with events of this scale get spoken about this much. There's that many perceptions that are built around the people within those events. But I just wish people got to experience those human beings, to know the truth.
Yeah. But they didn't get invited. We did. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the fact that, one was invited?
Like, I can't explain. It's just, to me, so many other people didn't get invites that I thought were up here. And I'm not saying I'm up there, but like the fact that I got invited was so fucking cool for an NRI kid to feel validated in India. It's just like, I can't even explain how much that meant to me. I can't. It's so awesome. I'm so thankful to Bhavan, even though it annoys me how successful you are at such a young age.
How's the NRI community perceiving it now?
They love it. Like, everybody's in awe that I was invited to this wedding.
Do they get how Indian culture is being kind of celebrated back home?
Yeah, we feel it. Because we all got made fun of as kids about it. And now you still get made fun of. And there's still parts of India that are going to get made fun of. And that's not an insult. It's just a country that's working its way up. But the perception is also, now it's not just that. Now it's that, and the smartest people are coming over and getting the H-1 visas in America. And then you got the Ambanis who are super wealthy. And the perception is, okay, it's still like working its way out of whatever Britain did to it, but it's coming.
There's this quote by Mukesh Bhai, and this is great context for India, for international audiences. So he said that my father, as in Dhirubhai Ambani ji, took 50 years to build his empire. I took 25 years. But the next Dhirubhai Ambani will take about 10 years.
Oh, I like that.
That's
awesome.
Where India's economic story is. Yeah. That's the real economic perspective on India. But these kind of narratives can only be out there because of videos that are speaking about the Ambani wedding. We know that this video is going to get clicks. And that's what the Ambani wedding did for our country. It's put us on the world map in so many ways, man.
I mean, I kind of feel this in general when I come to India. I'm like, oh, maybe we should spend time here. Maybe we should buy a place here. Maybe we should live here. Maybe we should spend half the year here. This time it really was like, I'm talking to my wife like, we might need to figure this out. When we have kids, we might need to be here. Like, we might need to raise our kids in India.
Say more, bro.
So I don't want to bash America because America's done so much for my family, done so much for me. I'm very grateful to everything that America has done, but if I'm thinking what country is really ascending, and it's where, like, growing up in America, I was never connected to my roots. Everybody in America tells me I'm Indian, and then I come to India, and everybody in India is like, no, you're not, dude. You don't speak the language that well. You don't know much about what's going on. So I'm kind of a man without a home. So I would love to give if I could raise my kids with economic opportunity and in their home, like, I know my soul is from here. Every time I come to India and I'm walking around, that's the one thing about this wedding. I was so tired, I didn't have time to walk. I usually just walk around Mumbai, Bangalore, wherever, and I'm like, oh, this is home. My soul knows it's home. I would love to raise my kids in their spiritual home. You know what I mean? And there's opportunity here that there might not have been in 1968 when my mom moved here. Or my mom moved to America. So like, yeah, that's a thought. That's a conversation. It's a big move, but it's a conversation that's like, we might need to start having that conversation in the next 5-10 years of like really considering, at the very least, spending a lot of time here, but maybe just moving altogether.
Okay. So because you've grown up in America, you obviously know white people much better than I know white people. Yeah. I noticed white people being very overwhelmed at this wedding for some reason. So what is the white person perspective here?
It's just a lot of people, man. It's like, we're not in America. You don't get, New York has a lot of population density. Most of America is not New York. I'm New York and I've been to India. So this wasn't that, but also like seeing this in a wedding. White weddings are small thing. I have a joke about this, but a white wedding is like 50 people. This is 9,000 people. You know what I mean? It's like insane how much bigger this is. So to them, it's a whole different, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And like, you're walking everywhere, you're tired. It's just a bunch of space to navigate. I think they were overwhelmed by the scale of it more than anything.
The scale of it.
The scale of the build out, the scale of the food, the amount of stuff there is to do, the people, like this general scale of it, I think just threw everyone off. That didn't know what to expect.
Did you interact with anyone you knew?
Yeah, I interacted with a couple white people. That one was like a banker or something. A really sweet guy, him and his wife. And then, a couple other people. But yeah, mostly just kind of you guys, childhood friends of Anant Bhai, and then like, random people.
And what was the general?
Everybody's like
overwhelmed.
Yeah, blown away. It's like, this is crazy. This is insane in a good way, but like blown away. Truly, I didn't see anybody being like, nah, I don't like this. This is too much. There might have been moments where non-Indians were like, okay, this event is going on long enough. We can keep that moving. But I don't think they knew what to expect with an Indian wedding. So, but I didn't see anybody being like, this is gaudy. I didn't hear any of that. Truly.
Yeah. You could be standing at any location in that venue and you could just take in what you'd see around you.
Yeah. But it was a lot, dude. It's hard to take in. It's so much. I've been thinking since the day I got there, how would I describe this to flagrant friends and friends in America? I don't know how, because it wasn't a wedding. It was it was an event. It was a convention. It was like Comic-Con, but a wedding.
Bro, I've not been able to sleep for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I've not been able to digest it, honestly.
Yeah.
And this is all of it. Obviously, meeting Salman Khan and all that is one aspect. But it's way too much stimulation in a great way for the senses, just being at that wedding.
Yeah.
And I guess over the next few days, like it's just been a few hours that we've got done with it. But over the next few days, we'll be able to process it.
Yeah. Even then, it's just so much to take in. It's crazy. It's a massive thing.
So if I'm Andrew and I'm going to ask you, hey, Akaash, tell me about the wedding.
It was everything to the maximum. Everything that you could possibly think to the max. It was the maximum number of people, the maximum number of food, the maximum number of food options, the maximum number of things going on outside of a wedding, the maximum number of influential people. Everything you think to the max. It was 4 different halls. Like it was, again, dude, it was an overwhelming thing. And that's, I think what I said earlier was like, what I was thinking about last night is it wasn't a wedding. It felt like they took a convention center, built maybe a small city. And then you're just visiting the city and there's a wedding happening in the city.
Also, highly, highly organized and secure. I was blown away by the security. I was blown away by all the people who were in charge of managing the event.
Yeah, I didn't meet a single crasher, which is crazy.
That's
crazy.
Shit.
I was thinking about that too. It's 9,000 people coming and not a single one was a crasher.
And, you could just be standing somewhere, look around, and someone would come up to you and ask you, hey, do you need anything?
Yeah.
And take you from one point to another. And the points were very distant because the location was that big.
Yeah.
But I've never been to an event that's this well organized. That's what I took in.
Yeah. They had them on it too. The people that I could tell there were some people that would recognize me, but they thought it'd be unprofessional to say something. And I wanted to be like, buddy, I'm not that famous. You could just say something. Like, I need this more than you think I do. Just talk to me.
No,
You know
no,
what I mean?
no, sir. You are America.
I'm like, dog, I need the ego boost. Just talk to me. You know? Oh,
You
dude.
like-
Oh, you know, when I was like, these guys got money was when I saw like Europeans working for them. I was like, this is great. What a flex that is. Holy shit. I got a Dutch guy serving me Italian pasta. What a flex, dude. Running to my table, getting me a Coke. It was like, this is wealth. Never in my wildest dreams did I think Indians would have a wedding where the servers are Europeans. Not even white people, like Europeans shipped in. Crazy.
Somewhere behind me, there's an ancestor of mine who's going, yeah, boy. Yeah. From like 300 years ago.
God.
Okay, Akaash Singh, I wish we could have had an organic conversation.
I know. I think we can get to. Let's do that. But actually, last wedding question. You're getting pictures taken by paparazzi now, or what's going on? What's the deal here? And where the is I when this is happening? I really, you know what I mean? A small vain part of me is like, I haven't made it yet. But what was that like for you?
Bro, so in our country, the paparazzi are a very, very key part of culture.
Yeah.
And
And they're hilarious.
Yeah.
They're
And they're fun.
so funny.
There's
Yeah.
positive energy exchange.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I think the difference is, at least this is what I have heard about the UK and the US. I feel the paparazzi there isn't as friendly as the paparazzi here.
Yeah.
So, honestly, in India, we look forward to like meeting them.
Yeah.
So basically, when you get out of your car, you gotta be escorted by security into the venue. They do their checks on you. They allow you inside. And as you walk forward, the management points you towards an area which is like, kept for the paparazzi. And then you go and you do your thing.
Wow.
And this is probably the most important paparazzi event of the year, if not the decade, according to me, man. Because even they were waiting for everyone. There's John Cena at the event, Kim Kardashian's there, all the politicians.
crazy.
Like the politicians interact with the paparazzi, which doesn't happen often in our country. So fun. I mean, I've also kind of gotten into clothes and fashion because of my job.
Yeah. You kind of have to. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah.
Because people make a couple negative comments and you're like, well, I got to dress differently now because I don't want to deal with that ever again.
Did you notice everything that people were wearing?
I did. Yeah, I did. Because I felt, I noticed my wife, this is from my wedding. 2 of the 3 outfits are from my own wedding. Same with my wife. I felt like some of the guys there, I was like, y'all should have stepped your fucking game up, dude. This is the Ambani wedding. I'm going to be honest. The girls, everybody came. They came correct. Some of the guys, I was like, if you don't take your kurta pajama off and come in a proper sherwani, I'm going to have a real problem with this.
This was probably the best dressed event I've seen anywhere in my life. And the beautiful thing about Indian wedding clothes is that if you get it right, you end up looking like a Game of Thrones character.
Yeah. Oh, Indian wedding clothes. When I go to weddings now, I only want to wear Indian wedding clothes. I don't care what kind of wedding it is. I only want to wear sherwanis or whatever. My wife, I want an lehenga or sari or whatever if she wants to. I don't need to do American suits ever again at a wedding.
Do you remember anyone specifically being really well dressed over the last 3 days?
Yeah, you, me, my wife.
Okay, I'll take.
Actually, Alia Bhatt. I don't want to talk about other women with my wife, you know what I mean? Because I'm whipped. But Alia Bhatt, I was like, you killed it. Honestly, like just dress-wise, it's crazy I'm noticing women's fashion, but I thought Alia, what she did, all the women were beautiful, but Alia, like I really like the style choices, and that's, for me to notice that as a guy is kind of crazy, but I was like, oh, the style. My wife said it well. She said she was very clean. The aesthetic was just clean. And I think the sari was like hundreds of years old or something from like 1930, something like that. But like just really tasteful, great choices. Not to insult anybody else, but really leapt out to me, the stuff I saw from her.
For me, it was Priyanka Chopra and Janhvi Kapoor. These two people.
Janhvi looked great. Yeah.
Nick Jonas looked great. I think he always gets his Indian dressing right.
Yeah, he does. He does well. He does well for himself.
And that means Priyanka Chopra's getting it right for all our girlfriends and wives dress us, bro.
Yeah. No, I chose my own stuff, to be honest
really?
with you. Yeah, I don't know why. With Indian clothes, I have a more strong sense of what I want than with American clothes.
My quick takes about the guys was I loved what Arjun Kapoor wore today. Golden dragon on his sherwani.
He looked great. Ranveer also clean. Yeah. I liked it. He matched her well.
Yeah. Ranveer Singh on day 2 wore this like really colorful thing that only he can pull
Yeah.
off, but it looked great on him.
I didn't see Saturday because we were late. Friday he had the cutoff.
Yeah.
Looked great.
Yeah. And shout out to Ahan Shetty, who this like fantastic beige kurta.
Yeah.
And my boy KL Rahul. These guys always look great. These
Yeah.
are the people that stuck out to me. Tiger Shroff.
Oh, Hardik
fantastic.
Pandya, I think, is the swag of all. There's 1.4 billion Indians just in India. He's the number one swaggiest Indian on earth. Like, just cool as I can't explain it. That guy is just cool. Even on the cricket pitch, I'm like, this guy is cool, and it matched. I was glad it matched up in the wedding.
Also, the internet narrative is that the show was stolen by Radhika Merchant.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
she was
she has an
beautiful,
aura.
dude. Yeah, she really, dude. Honestly, beautiful. Not even just saying that. Like, I was like, this girl's really beautiful. Seems really sweet. Again, they seem like they have a genuine love. I was like, really. The best thing about a wedding is the connection. And this is the first wedding I've ever been to where I didn't know the people, and I was like 1% embarrassed about that. But yeah, that's always the best part. And then even not knowing them, I was like, oh, you can feel a connection, and that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like niceness shows up on the face, brother.
Yeah.
And you could see it with her especially.
Yeah.
Akaash Singh, I'm going to end this Ambani wedding special podcast by saying, welcome to India, and I hope you had fun.
Oh, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks, Vavan, young son of a.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Ambani family, and thank you to you guys for listening in. We'll be back soon.
Akshay, you too, you cutie.
That was the episode for today, ladies and gentlemen. Quick fire episode. Tell me what you thought of this one. Wasn't easy to shoot this one because we had to release it within the first 2 or 3 days after the wedding. Everything that I have to say about the wedding, I've already said in the podcast. We've also recorded a solo Hindi podcast, which will be releasing soon. Thank you for listening in. Most memorable experience of my life, perhaps. I've not got any sleep in the last 3 days. I'm exhausted. I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening in. We also shot an epic episode with Akaash after this particular episode. So lots more on overseas Indian culture and the Hindi film industry and Bharat geopolitics in the next one. Lots of love, guys. I'm going to go to sleep. Thank you for listening.